From Scripps Sports, this is Bobcat Replay.
Bobcat fans, look for win number 1 of the 2025 campaign, welcoming in a San Diego squad looking to shock the FCS for a second straight week in a battle of teams coming off overtime bouts. Welcome to Bozeman, everyone. Ben Creighton, the former DC, and belated birthday boy Ty Gregorak, Grace Lawrence also coming up in just a bit. And Ty, Pete Sturbick told us earlier this week, good times are coming for Montana State. Speak to Bobcat fans. Why is an 0-2 start not any need for a panic?
Well, there's no need to panic, Ben, because they're a good football team. You know, as Coach Vegan said earlier in the week, there's a difference between panic and urgency. And you're going to see a blue and gold that is very urgent this week. I mean, what do they need to correct? Probably better on third downs on offense. Defensively, you know, they were very good last week, Ben. I mean, you saw that defense, Sean Howe's unit, they were fantastic. But offensively, just putting it all together, getting in the rhythm, and absolutely no turnovers, and extending the chains on third down.
And Dane Steele also needing to step up. And you talk about guys stepping up. That dude really stepping up in the absence of Neil Daly.
Yeah, Bobcat Nation knows who this guy is. He's from Great Falls, Montana. They call it the Electric City, Ben. And Cole Taylor has been electric when he has gotten his turns this fall in his last start last weekend. You saw him sniff out that reverse last play. This kid flies to the football. He's been fantastic to watch thus far.
Yeah, hard to believe he was a quarterback back in his high school days. All right, offensively also, Julius Davis. We know he's hard to tackle. He looks for a big day today.
Yeah, what we got last week was a glimpse of who he was a year and a half ago. I mean, he's the Thunder in the Thunder Lightning duo with him and Adam Jones. You can see he had a great day. 76 yards on the ground. He looks like he's getting his feet, no pun intended, his legs underneath him again, and he wants to run through and take souls of defenders, and I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of that starting this week.
And overall, a running attack that looks to get going today. For San Diego, look, Ruben Lopez has been a constant presence in that secondary over the years, but Matt Colombo, I mean, he tore up that Southern Utah defense last week.
Yeah, just talking about Matt Colombo, the USC transfer. I mean, this guy's about 5'11", 205 pounds, inside the tackle, outside the tackle. I mean, Southern Utah was a ranked team last week, and he's the reigning Pioneer Player of the Week. I mean, he had a great game. I'm excited to watch this young man against what I think is a very, very stout Bobcat defense.
Home run hitting ability, according to Brent Vegan. And like you said, definitely a get-right game for Montana State. And for much more on that, we go down to the third member of our crew in Grace Lawrence. Hi, Grace.
Yeah, hi, guys. As you were saying, last year, you know, Montana State won 15 games in a row. This year, they start the season 0-2. That being said, it's to two really, really tough opponents. I was able to talk with offensive lineman and captain Titan Fleischman earlier this week about what his message is to the team.
There's no sense of panic. We don't need to. We need to learn. The urgency needs to be turned up, but we don't need to panic, right? We played Oregon, who is going to be one of the best teams in the country, if not the best team. And then we played South Dakota State, who is one of the best teams in our level of football, and we ran them to the wire. And there was a lot of things we did in that game that could have flipped it over to our favor, right?
MSU is still finding themselves with all the new pieces this season, but those pieces have to fit soon if they want to compete for a national championship.
From Scripps Sports, you're watching Bobcat Replay.
At the helm, this is a good outfit. We're going to see a lot more of it starting today.
Montana State won the toss. They deferred to the second half. So Adam Kreider back to return for San Diego, as that will go into the end zone for a touchback. We'll have to go up against this big crowd here in Bozeman. On the keeper on first down, fires on the run, wide open on the far side. That one complete and battling for a first down.
Tell me we were 12 of 13 on defense on third downs and lost the game. He thought he was crazy.
Dan Keel will swing it out to Colombo. Colombo getting a couple of blocks, trying to knife through a couple defenders, and short of the yard to gain to bring up fourth down.
Clean pockets, little time in the pocket to throw the football, because we know he can throw the ball.
Going to Taco Dowler on the near side, and we'll pick up a couple.
Away from that boundary end position, but yeah, get Lampson just comfortable early.
On the slant again. That one complete, and this was big too, that Pete Sturbick was telling us earlier.
Nice open field tackle by the big fella.
Well, Sam Mix even said before the season they wanted to create that elusiveness as a wide receiver. And there he is again, breaks away from a tackle, down the fringe, and there's that playmaking ability, Taco Dowler to the house.
And Ben, you and I got our first. It's Taco Tuesday on a Saturday, Ben. And oh, by the way, the quarterback is perfect. What a way for that offensive unit for the Bobcats to start. Put it in the Sonny Holland end zone. Touchdown, Bobcats.
45 yards from Justin Lamson to Taco Dowler. And again, right on cue, so elusive.
Well, and that's where I thought South Dakota State did a fantastic job last week of really taking Taco out of the game. Only 4 catches. Some sunshine, maybe take my son to a game. I'm spending every Saturday next to you. But you know what? I love it. Big time by then. And there's Big Julius.
It gets upended, getting into San Diego territory. A big run once again for Julius Davis, who's had a
couple years after that, they went and won a national championship with Coach Stoops. But he's a linebacker at heart. Wants to play good rush defense.
And you talk about defense. Lamson goes down for the sack. Nate Fisher bringing the crunch. Lucky to have him on this defense.
Yeah, he was a great kid. He's out of Sammamish, Washington, Skyline High School.
No problem there from Miles Sandstead.
Interesting conference for sure.
They face a 3rd down and 10 from the 25. And Keel, pocket collapsing, ripped down. Caden Dowler flying in to bring him down. A 10-0 lead for the number 4 team in the land. Highlighted by that dude right there, Taco Dowler, with a 45-yard TD reception as the offense looks to go down the field again as we come back on the other side.
From Scripps Sports, you're watching Bobcat Replay.
Totally abused my name. It's not that hard, but anyway, he loves Jake Higgins. Love the way he plays. Senior veteran guy.
Pressure coming. Lamson trying to escape, and again ripped down.
This young man's having a heck of a start though to the season.
0 for 3 on 3rd downs today. Colombo trying to change that. He won't. Again, they really showed out last week against South Dakota State, so not surprising with their performance so far today.
No, they're good. They got veteran leadership. They got captains up there. They got dudes with a lot of experience, and they're playing like it.
The pitch to Julius Davis on 1st down. Davis trying to turn the corner with a stiff arm and runs out of bounds.
With those 3 in Schlepp, Province, and Lencioni.
Back to Davis. Fights through a hole, tries to hurdle a defender and gets upended. Yeah, you talk about the tight end group. Obviously, we've seen it the last couple. Play fake, Lamson lets it fly. Adam Jones hauling it in. A strike from Lamson for 6.
Exact same concept that we saw going into the Sonny Holland end zone with Julius, only Lamson was just a little too strong, as you said. Great job by my man out of Missoula. Slicker than snot on a doorknob, Ben. He can do it all. You can see right there, though, he's getting out of the backfield on that wheel route there. Great throw, great catch, unaccounted for. Touchdown, Bobcats.
Play action, Nankiel out into the flat. Kreider just blasts his way out of bounds and a 1st down and some jawing after between the running back.
Getting consistent and being that dude week in, week out.
Everly motions, tons of time. Nankiel over the middle. He's got a man in Montana State territory. A heater right there as he connects with Peyton Smith.
You know, it's still very high in the territory in terms of being on the 42-yard line.
Caden Dowler brings pressure again off the face mask. It seems intended for the team that held Southern Utah to just 82 total rushing yards a week ago. On the slant, Dane Steele trying to get every inch he can to pick up a 1st down, but he's going to be just short.
Go.
Handoff, Adam Jones lunges forward, and he'll pick up the 1st down.
Minute 40 off here, while also getting positive yardage.
Lamson with a heater, and that one intercepted. Ruben Lopez all over that one.
And that's not what you wanted to do, Ben, right before half, because there's still a lot of time for the Toreros then to plug. He's a good player for this outfit. There's no doubt about it.
Everly in motion. Nankiel, he can do a lot of damage with his legs, but sidearms it incomplete. Lamson with good protection. Shows off the arm. And a beautiful connection there to Ryan King.
Yeah, that was a little miscommunication in coverage because they just flat lost.
Bozeman a week ago today. Lamson again with an eternity in the pocket, tries to escape. Gets past one tackle. He hits the gas. Lamson for the end zone, and he powers his way in. Touchdown.
Get separation so that Lamson isn't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still nobody. I got to use my legs and go make something happen on my own. Great job by him.
A 24-zip lead going into the locker room for number 4 Montana State. Again, Justin Lamson goes all the way. Don't forget halftime coming up in just a couple minutes here from Bozeman as the 4th-ranked Bobcats look for win number 1 here in the 2025 campaign. 30 minutes through and 30 minutes away from achieving that. Much more from Bobcat Stadium when we come back.
From Scripps Sports, you're watching Bobcat Replay.
Welcome back into the Chevy halftime. Coach Justin Lamson's toughness really shining that final drive going into half. What are you liking from him this first half?
Well, I like the fact that he bounced back there. He threw the interception. We got another opportunity, and he took the team down and scored. He continues to get better and better, and I know one thing, he's going to compete, and that last run is certainly a demonstration of that.
How was your defense able to post a shutout this first half?
Well, we're stopping the run, first and foremost, and if we can do that, we can make it really hard on a team like this that wants to run the football, so that's a credit to all those guys doing their job.
Adam and Julia's providing a spark. How important was it for them to get going this first half?
Oh, I don't know if we're going. I look at that board. We didn't rush for enough yards, so we got to figure that out. It's not them. We got to figure it out up front.
Thank you, Coach.
Considering what they've done the last 2 weeks against a current Big Sky opponent and a former/future Big Sky opponent, they got to get something moving on the ground with their big stud, Matt Colombo.
Jabez Woods will call fair catch for Montana State.
And obviously, if you can continue to build on your lead, you start, getting into the depth chart a little bit and seeing other guys see some action. A lot of time before that, though.
Going to Hunter Province, and a first down for the Bobcats. Right now 16-7 North Dakota lead out at Walk Grizz. Play action, Jabez Woods breaks free, turns on the Jets, still on his feet, and Jabez Woods, that hot pink, tearing up the turf. Dowler motions, they swing it out to him. Jukes a defender, open space, Taco Dowler into the blue turf. Playmaking ability shines again.
Well, I'd say it's raining tacos, Ben, but it's more fun to say Taco Tuesday on Saturday. Nice job by him, just a little swing screen. Great perimeter blocking. And our dude out of Billings West, Montana, we got Dowlers on every side of the field. Again, it's good job by Justin and Michelle Dowler by creating savage, talented young men by hand. But look at this play. With 10 catches for 81 yards, they just got to get some momentum. There's a lot. This is a veteran group. There's a lot of seniors on this offense, a lot of grad, guys, and they just got to put something together. And compliment to Sean Howe and this defense. They've been nothing short of suffocating.
A guy when he got here to Bozeman, but he has what you want in a developmental guy, and boy, has he really exploded as Adam Kreider tries to reach for a first down, and he'll get it.
Showing the illusion of pressure. Let's see if they bring it. They do not.
Yeah, they'll bring 4 here. Nankiel up the gut. And again, incomplete throwing on the run. That time incomplete for Christopher Hall. No, we've definitely seen our share of wild weather. I go back to Cat Grizz just a year ago. And that violent windstorm we had.
I like this big man bunch set here. Run a little counter off it.
Adam Jones turns the corner. Down the sideline, cuts back inside. And Adam Jones goes back under center. Pulls it back on play action. Loads of time. And Taco Dowler, who else, with another reception on a beautiful dime from Lamson.
Great protection. But just, Coach Vegan keeps talking about getting the ball into other playmakers' hands. Well, who are those other playmakers' hands? I'll tell you, that guy has been one for now a couple years.
Yeah, Julius Davis, another one of those guys as he streaks in for a touchdown.
Big Julius, 5:41 left in the third, and that, again, they're trying to find an identity. They're trying to show, okay, here's who we are. That being said, I would imagine we'll start getting into the roster a little bit. Great job by that big front. Way to sustain your blocks. The rest is on the big fella.
That'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. Montana State on their way to win number 1 here in 2025 in front of the home fans. Fourth quarter coming up on the other side from Bozeman.
From Scripps Sports, you're watching Bobcat Replay.
Once again, another reference I don't get.
Right.
They show 5, swinging it out to Kreider. Cuts through a window and short of the 20.
These youngsters.
Yeah, I get the safety reasons,
Well,
but
sure.
at the same time. To the air, to the pylon, and making the grab. Touchdown, San Diego, as Josh Heverly gets the Toreros in the end zone for the first time today.
Well, right here, it looks like 10, 2x2 deuce, but it's actually 11 with Lencioni flexed out to the boundary down here.
Duchesne, quick strike. Jacob Trimble.
Good tight ends in your program, you can do a lot with them.
Jared White. Still on his feet, still churning, still on his feet. Yeah, Jared White. It's the hibernation time, so. Miles Sandstead trying to tack on 3 more. And right through.
Well, for every offensive fan out there, this is what is known as your favorite play in football and your favorite formation. Victory formation, this is it, Ben. Don't fumble the snap, take a knee. Sayonara.
Again, Justin Lamson, big performance as he joins Grace Lawrence.
All right, Justin, well, this journey has taken you all over the country, but now you're a Bobcat. You just got your first win in the blue and gold. How special was today?
Yeah, it felt good. I feel like that was a lot of team football right there. Offense and defense were clicking. That's what we needed. Last weekend was tough, so just being able to bounce back, super important for us.
Yeah, bouncing back, going 0-2 to start the season. What was the approach to this week?
The approach was just get better. It was a tough week for us. We got a lot of competitors in the building, so we got to find a way to get better. We still got to keep finding a way to get better, and I don't know, just still trying to improve. We got a lot of good opponents coming up.
Well, you talk about competitors. You might be the biggest one in that locker room. Where does this toughness come from?
It's just always the way I've played. Just try to, put that on my shoulders, and I think if everyone sees, one guy doing it, they'll follow behind and try and do the same thing, I guess.
A win in front of Bobcat Nation. How special is this crowd?
They're damn good. I've loved playing in front of them. Wish I could have got the win from last weekend, and that's why I kind of hurt the most, right? But just the support for them to come out here today after those 2 weeks, it felt good.
You've got a lot of weapons, but you love hitting Taco Dowler. How special is that connection?
Yeah, I've said it before. Taco's just a guy, I've built chemistry with just because we've worked so much in the offseason, and that means a lot to me. So, he's just doing a good job getting open, and we got to keep finding ways to get him the football.
Congratulations, Justin. Ben?
Yeah, again, Ty, we talked about it earlier on. Justin Lamson has even said the support that he's gotten here in Bozeman, you didn't really have that at Stanford, and you kind of take that for granted. And as he gets his first win in a Bobcat uniform, as that will do it here from Bobcat Stadium. Once again, the final score, number 4, Montana State 41, San Diego 7. Make sure to stay tuned for bonus coverage coming up right here on Scripps Sports. We'll head out to Missoula and join Trey Bender, Jordan Tripp, and Kyle Hansen for the conclusion of Montana and North Dakota in a top 20 battle. But for now, for Ty Gregorak, Grace Lawrence, and the rest of our crew, I'm Ben Creighton. So long, everyone.